Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I just realized that I forgot to pull out my iPad. 1 second. I always like to check my tech. Give me 1 sec. I just want to make sure we're in the group. Yep, I see us. Cool, sweet. Happy Monday, y'all. I almost said happy Friday Eve day just because it's my habit to go live with you on Thursdays. But it's Monday, and it's going to be the best Monday you've ever had because we have Lydia Martin here to do a cool training for us. But I want to mention first, we've got Facebook and YouTube here on the laptop. YouTubers, I want you to smash that subscribe button so you never miss a live training, and check the show notes for any links that Lydia and I talk about. And if you're coming to me through Facebook and you have not gone to StreamYard.com/Facebook, please do that really fast. StreamYard.com/Facebook, and give Facebook permission for StreamYard to show us your name, especially when you're active in the comments, because then Lydia and I can use your name and answer your question directly. And also it kind of gives me some context because I know you and I know your business. Otherwise it just says Facebook user, and that's kind of a drag. So we want to see your names. Go to StreamYard.com/Facebook to do that really fast. You only have to do it one time on each device. All right, today, this special bonus training I put together in like a week. I think I approached Lydia last week and I said, hey, do you want to do this? And thank goodness she said yes. I am beside myself with excitement because you're going to get to hear from my friend, Lydia Martin. She is the queen of digital organization. The information she is going to share with us is going to change the way you work. It's going to save you so much time, eliminate that overwhelm that you and I both feel with some of this tech stuff, right? You know, tech is not my love language if you've been with me any length of time. And here's the other thing. It's going to put the spark back in your day. I know that sounds dramatic, but it's the truth. But I'm going to introduce myself really fast, just in case this is the first time you've ever met me. I'm Tracy Beavers, and I'm your business and sales coach. And with over 20 years of experience in marketing, sales, and business growth, I have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs just like you get visible and grow your email lists. I've got one-to-one coaching privately and an 8-week group coaching program called Business Visibility Made Easy. That is the program for email list growth, and it reopens in October. Go to tracybeavers.com/BVME to get on the wait list. If you want to grow your email list this year, you need to be on the wait list. You can see all the information about the program. And pop your questions and comments into the comment section in the chat while Lydia and I are doing this training. While she's doing the training and I'm just facilitating the training. I know that Lydia shares my same love of being of service. And so we want to make the most of our time with her while we've got her here, right? All right, let me introduce her really fast. I have the privilege of calling her my friend, Lydia Martin. We have known each other for, I think, over a year or so now because we've been in the same groups. And fun fact, we've actually never met in person in real life, but it sure feels like we have, which I think is kind of crazy. She is the founder of Banish Business Clutter and the host of the Launch Perspective podcast. She helps entrepreneurs just like us organize all their digital stuff, their digital systems. She can simplify the overwhelming tech. Praise baby Jesus for that. She can create profitable online businesses with us. And so that we can live that life that we want, that life of more freedom and the life of more impact, right? That's what we all started this entrepreneurial thing for. She's a wife and a mom, juggling all the stuff just like we are. And because I know her well, like most of us, she was in corporate for years. And she saw an opportunity to build her own business. She took a massive leap of faith about 3 years ago, and we're all the better for it, right? Welcome, Lydia. Is there anything that I've left out that you would like to add?
I am just thrilled, as pleased as punch to be here. Because it's so fun to hang out with you. And I know some people in the chat, some of you are new. We haven't met before, but I just love hanging out with business owners, entrepreneurs, those who even just love to show up in the world and impact others in their sphere. And I love making their lives easier and more enjoyable. And that's what we're here to do. Yes. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet. And listen, really fast, I know I mentioned your leap of faith that you took back in 2020. And so if there are people here that are new to you, this is the first time they've ever met you, could you share a little tidbit of that thought process that you went through to make that decision, leaving that steady paycheck, how you felt about it, the emotions you went through? I just feel like it's an opportunity to really inspire a lot of people that are watching.
Yeah, so I had been dreaming about launching a digital course business for 6 years. I
Wow.
heard Amy Porterfield on a webinar in like 2014, and at the time I was actually working for someone helping her bring her speaking business online, and she paid for me to take this course with Amy Porterfield, and I didn't even know people sold online courses at that time, like as a business,
Right.
and it just opened up my whole world because I love to teach. I thought, how amazing would it be one day to be able to teach and inspire and impact other people from my home in my own business? But like Tracy said, that imposter syndrome, that, fear, I was like, I worked for her. And then I went into this corporate position for like 3.5 years. I'm like, who in their right mind leaves like a salaried job? Right, to do something like this? Like, it took so long to embrace that I could do that, and that people would actually pay me for what I've learned and experienced over 25 plus years. And so I got sick actually the end of 2019. I had a terrible case of pneumonia, to the point where I realized life is too short. Like, it's
Wow.
just too short. Like, do I want to live my dreams today, or am I going to keep dreaming? And
Yeah.
so March of 2020, 2 weeks before COVID shut down the world, I was my last day of my corporate job. I had resigned and I left and I launched my business March 2nd of 2020. Best decision I ever made. And we're now a little over 3 years in. Whew, I'm so glad I made that decision, because was able to replace that corporate salary very quickly and go beyond, and then retire my husband 18 years later to work with me.
Nice.
So what in
18
the world was I waiting for, Tracy?
Well, hey, I had a very similar journey, and the pneumonia sounds like it was the catalyst. Isn't it funny how there's just one thing that's like, that's it, I'm done.
You just realize, yes, I can keep living and I can keep surviving, or I can make a decision, step out of my comfort zone and thrive, right? Like what kind of life do we want to be living? And I just decided it was time, and I'm so glad I jumped in when I did. And I'm just so thankful to be here talking with you and all your people.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into what we've all waited for. Your business is called Banish Business Clutter. I want you to tell us a little bit of how did that come about? Why did you settle on focusing on helping people in the digital space? I think we would all love to know that.
Yeah. So, and really, I always tell people I love helping people do three things: organize, simplify, and build.
Okay.
So, those three things are what I love helping people with. And my entire business launched from a quote by Peter Walsh. I had no idea what I was going to call my business. I knew I loved digital organization and systems and tech, but I saw his quote, and it said, clutter is so much more than the stuff on your floor. It's anything that's keeping you from living the life you desire.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that is really what I love helping people do: clearing the clutter, clearing the chaos and confusion, and finding that clarity so that they can step forward and fulfill whatever goals and dreams they have for their life and business. So that is how Banish Business Clutter came to be.
That is impactful. Is that one you were like, huh? That makes a whole lot of sense though. It is more than just the stuff on the floor.
It is. And how many times when you hear the word clutter, you instantly think physical clutter,
Yeah.
right? You think of the messy desk, which you'll hear later I had for a long time. But you're just thinking paperwork piles. But clutter is so much more than physical clutter.
Yeah.
In fact, in today's day and age, digital clutter is what impacts us every single day. We're all online trying to be more efficient, trying to be more streamlined, and we can be just as cluttered, if not more cluttered, in our digital space than sometimes our workspace. And then there's the mental clutter.
Yes.
How many of you struggle with mental clutter the most? Right? The to-do list, the tasks, the calendars, the project management. Like, there's so many pieces of each area of clutter that are impacting us and robbing what I call millions of microseconds every day.
Yeah.
And microseconds add up.
Yeah.
So the more we can streamline and eliminate clutter in these areas, the faster we can move, the more efficient we are, the more impactful we are.
Nice. Yes, that makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
Those microseconds, you think they're just so small, but oh my goodness. So, okay, organization, tell us the truth. Has it always come natural to you, or is it something you just love? Like, give us the scoop on that.
No. I always tell people I did not come out of the womb an organized person. Some people are just born with this gift. I'm
Yeah.
always like I know some home organizers, like they from 4 were organizing things. I was not that person. In
That's
fact,
funny.
I had a home-based business for 20 years.
Yeah.
And the first 17 years of that business, from like 1995, I was 23 when I started my first business. And then for 17 years, I was raising my kids. We had moved twice. I was very proud of the business I was building, but I was frantic and frazzled like 99% of the time because I never felt like I had time to implement systems. So everything was an in the moment. Where do I put that? Where's that thing? How do I find that? So the paperwork was the first realization of I have no organization skills. There were just paperwork piles everywhere. My receipt system for taxes was a shoebox. And then every April, I just hated my life and I would get an extension. I mean, it was bad. It was so bad for 17 years. And because you're living life. And I want to just say this to people.
Yeah.
Even if you do struggle with disorganization, please know that that does not define you. It doesn't define the success you're going to have. It doesn't define you as a person or the impact you're going to have. You still can do amazing things as a disorganized person. I am proof of that.
I'm proof.
You can. However, it does impact your motivation. It impacts your confidence. It impacts the way you feel when you come to work. I mean, just imagine when you walk into your office and you look at your workspace, how motivated are you? When you turn on your computer and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know any of my passwords. I can't find that link I'm looking for. Like files, like I don't know. I constantly re-download things because I have no idea where anything is. Like this starts to wear on you.
Yeah, it does.
It does. But I want to give you all hope, because if I could be in that bad of a state for 17 years, and then in 2013, I literally had a 360-degree turn because I learned the keys to how to make the changes in my life. And I committed to making changes in my life to reduce this digital stress and increase how I felt about where my systems were. Right. When I made that change in 2013, it was life changing.
Yeah.
And that is what made me decide to teach this to others in 2020 when I launched my business.
Love it. Love it.
So that was a long answer to a short question.
No, I love it. I love to hear the behind the scenes, the backstory. I know that my audience does too. It just sort of brings it all home, just sort of wraps it all up, makes it easier to understand. When it comes to the clutter, especially the digital clutter, why do you think that we struggle with it? And if there's somebody in the audience like me that's like, oh gosh, I don't know if I've got time to undo the clutter. You know what I mean? It's like, remember that old saying, I didn't have time to be brief? It feels like the same thing. It's like, it feels like it's going to take more time for me to stop and organize myself. So what would be some tips that you've got for that? Like, why are we doing this? And what are some simple tips that we can work on?
So there's another quote by Barbara Hemphill, and she says, clutter is nothing more than postponed decisions. So the reality of why we struggle with clutter is because we hate making decisions, right? I mean, seriously, Tracy, how many decisions do you think you're making every day in your business, right?
Just so many. So
So many decisions,
yeah.
right? And this is the thing, decisions can feel so hard sometimes because we one worry we're going to make the wrong decision,
Yes.
right?
Yes. You're
We're
exactly
so here we are, we know we need systems, but and then we're like, well, what system? Like let's just use passwords for an example. Put in the chat, um be honest, okay? How many of you are writing your passwords in a notebook? How many of you are sort of saving passwords in a management tool of some sort? And how many of you have every password saved in a tool and you know you can log into everything in a second because it's all saved, it's all synced on all devices? Are you a one, a two, or a three? A one would be someone that's still writing down passwords. Like if you don't have your password book, you know no passwords. You're a one. Okay. A two is somebody who maybe you're using your browser keychain. You're saving some passwords in Chrome or Safari or whatever. You might be a two.
okay.
But a three is someone like myself. Like literally, I know no password because I have them all generated. They're all super long and super secure because I have a password manager that
Nice.
saves, remembers, and updates everything for me. It's on all my devices. I know nothing except the master password that gets me into the vault.
Nice.
That
Okay.
would be a
I'm
three person.
I'm a combo. Like, don't laugh at me, but I have a little bitty sticky note
Mhm.
right here on my thing. Now, it's not the whole password. It's just a hint because sometimes Zoom is like, "What's your password?" And I'm like, "Grr." And so, and sometimes LastPass doesn't work for some reason on that, and I don't know. Anyway, so
Well, and that's a great example. So here he is. So you have to make a decision. What tool am I going to use? And then you get bogged down to, should I use LastPass? Should I use 1Password? Should I? And you start to doubt yourself. And this is my mantra that I think has just changed everything in many areas of my business. And
Mhm.
it is decide and do.
I like that.
Like you do your due diligence, you do your research, you look up to see what other people are using, but then you just have to pick.
Yeah.
like pick the tool, jump in,
Right.
learn it. Because some people are like, well, I have LastPass and it doesn't really work for me. I'm like, do you really understand the magic of the tool?
Mhm.
Like, and have you implemented a system that
Right.
you're consistent with to make sure everything gets into that tool, is
Mhm.
utilized by that tool? Like, and I know this takes time and we're all such busy people, but one of the things I encourage people with when they're in this process is you start from today.
Right.
You
Yes.
do not go backwards and you're like, I'm going to spend the next week just putting in passwords, which by the way, shouldn't have to do anything manually. Everything is imported and exported and all kinds of things. But again, people just don't know how to fast track.
Yes.
But my point is from today, how are you going to work with passwords differently? How
Right.
are you going to work with links differently, with your files differently? And once you start making decisions, two decisions. You only have to make two decisions, y'all. You ready?
Yes.
The place where something lives,
Okay.
and the plan of how you will deal with the information. Those are
I
the
like it.
only two decisions. So like, where are my passwords going to live? If you choose LastPass, that's the place.
Mhm.
Now the plan is the system.
Okay.
So what is my system for working with passwords to make sure I'm utilizing this tool to the fullest? So if you can just think, and this relates to any sort of digital clutter, whether
Mhm.
it's your files or applications, like where are things living and
Mhm.
what am I doing with that information? And I know it's bigger than that, but I want to simplify it to where you're encouraged, because if you can start making decisions,
Mhm.
clutter will start to disappear from your life
Yeah.
because now you're implementing the things that will get you farther. Does that make sense?
It does. I love exactly what you just said. Just start from today and move forward. Don't like look back over the last 3 years of your business and go, okay, I got to go back and organize all that stuff. Organize it as you go.
Yeah, because that's not an income producing activity. Some people are like, well, I'm going to pull out my tax receipts from 2018 and get them organized. I'm like, no.
Bad idea.
From today, how are you going to deal with receipts? And once you get really good with your systems,
Yeah.
now on a rainy day, when nothing else is important or pressing, sure, I can teach you how to sort, scan, and shred and get through all of that quickly.
Mhm.
But you have to start from today. So that's my encouragement for everyone. I love seeing all the chats in here. Some of your guys are like, I'm a 1.5. I'm a 2.5. This is great.
I'm a 6 because I'm all of them. So I added them together.
Oh, you're so smart, Tracy.
No, I'm really not. No, I'm not. For a second, my brain said, that's not 6. And then I went, yes, it is. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Gotta love live television, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's jump in a little bit deeper, because I know you and I talked about before we hopped on here live that I would love for you to share your screen and show us some stuff. Give us an example of digital clutter, what we're all dealing with, and how we could be more efficient.
Sure. So one of my favorite digital organization tips to share is my bookmark folder system. And I know I saw some of you all I know on here already utilizing this, but if this is new to you, links is something that creates digital clutter. And so what I mean by that is we're constantly getting emails and we're clicking on links. We're opening up articles we maybe can't read now, but want to read later. And then we're building things in our back offices, but yet we're sharing links. And before you know it, you end up with 50 tabs. I've seen as many, I'm not kidding you, like 100+ tabs open on people's browsers.
No.
And the reason they do that is they're like, at one point in my life in the future, I think I'm going to want to go back to this tab.
I don't want to miss it.
And I don't want to lose it. But their tabs are now so small, you can't navigate. You have no idea where you are. So I have a couple tools to introduce you to and a system to introduce you to. So let me go ahead and I'm going to present, share my screen, and then we are going to move over to my bookmark folder.
The comments are really cracking me up. Lori said she just opens multiple browsers. Don't judge me.
I've seen that. Oh my gosh. I've seen like multiple windows with people where and then they have so many windows open, they don't even know what window they're on. So are you seeing the right thing? Am I sharing correctly, Tracy?
Yes, ma'am. Looks great.
Okay.
All right, I want to share with everybody really quick, this bookmark system that she's about to show us, it is a game changer. I don't use that word very much because it's, sounds so dramatic, but this is the truth. And for Tech Challenge Me, this is a free thing she gives away. It says it's like a 10-minute deal. I thought there's no way it's going to take me only 10 minutes. I'm going to be here for 2 hours. I did it in 5 minutes. So
it is a tip that you can implement so quickly. And like she said, it's one of those, what I call not just a mind blow tip, but we in our world, in my community, we call it a celestial angels singing moment. Okay. I don't know how this all started. I'm sure I probably say it so many times in my programs that I finally, it got coined or something, but it's one of those moments where you're like, you've set up a system and you know exactly where something is and you're able to get to it in a second and you hear celestial angels singing.
Yeah.
Like
that's what I felt like. After I set it up, I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I'm a freaking genius.
Right? I mean, it's so empowering when you know your system and you know where to save things and you never, ever, ever have to have a gazillion tabs open because you are going to utilize a folder system. Now, I'm on Chrome. This actually can be set up in any browser. And I'm going to have Tracy and her team share a link to my tutorial for this. And it's a video tutorial with a PDF guide. And in the PDF guide are links to instructions in the other browsers. But in my 10-minute tutorial, I show you how to set this up on Chrome. Chrome is my favorite browser, even as a Mac person.
Yeah.
It's just, don't you find, Tracy, it's just the most compatible, least glitchy browser.
It is. And then they have all those extensions and things.
I rely so heavily on my Chrome extensions. There are some on the other browsers as well, but I personally love Chrome. If you are married to another browser, it's okay. You can 100% set this up in your favorite browser. But this is the revelation I want to share. So a lot of you are probably bookmarking things. Hopefully you have your bookmarks bar showing in your browser. You absolutely should. If not, make sure when you go to, in fact, let me just come over here to these 3 dots. this is one thing that a lot of people don't realize. Bookmarks and the showing the bookmarks bar is not always the default in Chrome.
Okay.
I've been in many people's screens and they don't have this checked. So there's no bar up here. They could save things all live long day and they don't show.
Wow.
So please, first step one, go to bookmarks and make sure that this is checked. Super important.
Cool.
But then we're going to go to our bookmark manager. And if you notice here in my manager, these are all folders, not individual links.
Okay.
And the reason I do that is because if you just save individual links, it eventually falls off of the bookmarks bar because you only have so much real estate up here. But if you create a folder, look what it does. It creates a vertical drop-down list of any link you need related to a category so that when you're saving links, and just a little note here, I've been doing bookmark folders for 3 years, so mine looks very robust. It was much less content than this when I started, but courses is a great example. How many of you are course hoarders like me? You take 1 million digital courses.
Yep.
I save the links to all the logins of my courses.
Brilliant.
Right? So I can quickly get back. I don't have to go find some email. I don't have to go searching for somebody's login. I can just go right to what I need with whatever course I'm a part of. And when I click on it, thanks to my password manager, it loads the password in there. And in 2 seconds, celestial angels moment, I'm in the course.
So funny. I love it. And you know, one of the things that you shared with me not too long ago was because you are, you actively do affiliate marketing. And that is also a folder you've got where, you know, if you guys are affiliates for software platforms or courses, or you have your own affiliate program set up, you can make a bookmark folder for all of that stuff. I categorized all our son's college links, all the links for the university that I was trying to track down, the link to our 529 college plan, so I don't have to dig around for that website and get money out.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, think about the difference, Tracy. I don't know how fast you were able to find that info before.
Well, it was just like you said. I had all those bookmarked, and then I had to go over to the little arrows doodah on the right and click on that, and then I had to like scroll to find because I had so many. You know, it's like and then and then the another folder I created was like the stock images and resizing photos. I mean, how often do we use that? We're looking for something in Unsplash or Pexels, or what was the name of that thing I used the other day to convert something from a JPEG to a PNG or whatever.
Right.
Just crazy pants organized now. Crazy.
And that's what I love. So just like you, so I have a tools folder. So this is like all the tools I'm going into my business each and every day. And the beautiful thing about this, everybody, is that notice how I can get to them directly from the tab I'm already on. I don't have to start a new tab. So I can go from Calendly to Jasper to Zoom to anything I need from this same tab without feeling like I have to save the other tab, because I just have to go back to my bookmarks folder and click over to the other one.
Got it.
I'm just moving seamlessly. Same thing with social media. Here's my Facebook tab. So I can go directly to my business page. Even when I'm not in Facebook, I can be on any tab in my browser, go directly to my Facebook page. And then I can go directly to one of my Facebook groups that I admin. And then I can go directly to another Facebook group. I mean, just for social media links alone, this is life changing.
Well, it is, because what I hear from people so often is I go to facebook.com and then I'm searching for the groups and I get distracted by the news feed because my college friend posted the picture of her dog. And then 15 minutes later, you're down a rabbit hole looking at stuff on social media. And this is brilliant, because one of the strategies that I teach is how to navigate Facebook groups, either how to have your own Facebook group, so it grows your email list and your audience, and then networking in other people's groups. And if we have them all in that bookmark folder system, we're just going to be clicking and going, and we're not going to get distracted by the news feed.
You're just literally clicking in between the groups to get where you need to go. I mean, it is huge. Those of you that are using like Google Drive, you know, how much time are you wasting trying to find that Docker sheet? Well, all of our key docs and sheets that we're using in our business every day, I 100% have them bookmarked so I can get right to it in Google Drive.
I love it.
I mean,
then you shared also one of the tabs the folders you use a lot is you have a launch folder. Do you want to share?
Yes.
What do you think of that folder?
So in my launch links folder, when you're doing a launch, oh my word, there's so many things you want to be tracking, like analytics of your pages and you know, your how many transactions you're getting, or your Google Analytics, whatever you're trying to track. I create a folder every time we do a live launch so that I can take everything from the copy for our, whether we're doing ads or we're just creating images. Maybe I want to save links to Canva. Whatever it is I'm doing, I have everything tracking from that launches folder. So all month long during that launch or whatever we're doing, I can quickly get to everything. I can see how many people have signed up to things, you know, all the stuff. And notice how I'm using subfolders. Like I didn't even use subfolders for like the first 2 years I did this system. Everything was just folders, but it's grown to the point of where now I'm utilizing subfolders so that instead of just going off this vertical list, I can kind of read to the side. I mean, isn't it amazing how many links I have just from these few little things? So it's so fun. And just so you know, it is so easy to set this up. When you click on bookmarks and go to your bookmark manager in Chrome, it's as simple as clicking this little 3 dots right here. When you click this, you add a new folder. So I can just say example here. And a lot of things people don't do, all of this is movable. So I can decide, you know what, I want this folder to be a little higher up. Just be careful not to drop it on top of a folder or it will become a subfolder.
I do that. I've done that a few times.
Oh, yes. And even if you did that by accident, like, let me just put this on top of Ignite. Let's see if I can do it. So now I accidentally made it a subfolder. Well, you can just drag it out and just put it right back on that bookmarks bar, and then it pulls it out again. So everything's movable. Even up here in your bar, these are movable. So you just need to make sure to drop it in between and not, you know what I mean, on top of something. But
because I've done that too. But once I got the hang of it, you look for the little lines or something, and then it just pops
Even in here, they're movable. So like if there's something you want to drag up higher, some people organize this alphabetically. There is a way in Chrome to put these all in alphabetical order. I typically just move my most important things to the top. So like this was a summit I was in this week. This is no longer, this summit just ended yesterday. So I can simply right click and delete. I'm not going to need that link anymore. So you can totally come in here just like anything else and clean it up if there's links you no longer need. But again, I walk you through this entire system in that little free 10-minute tutorial and guide. You can even import bookmarks from another browser. So if you have like just a few bookmarks already saved in Microsoft Edge or Safari, you can export them from those tools and import them into Chrome if you want to start using Chrome.
Brilliant. That's awesome. Now, we do have a couple of questions before.
Great, because I can't see those.
Okay. So Susan asked, and I think we've answered it, but Susan, let us know if we haven't. She'd love some suggestions for keeping the URLs that she frequently uses for hyperlinks. But that's what we're talking about here, is this bookmark system.
Yes, it's the same, very, very similar. So if you have a lot of links that you're sharing, for example, well, I will say this, the only tricky part is this. See, when you're sharing a shortened link, so like, let's say I have a shortened link to something and it's basically just a redirect to the full link on your browser. You can't really save the hyperlink as a bookmark. It's only going to save where it redirects to. So I have a different way of saving all of my affiliate links that I share with others. And so watch this. So this is what's so cool. So before this system, I would have been like, where's that? But I already know that if I go to my affiliates program and I go to Lydia's links list, I have a list of every hyperlinked, or it's not really hyperlinked, but a customized link that I use to share programs with.
Nice.
So this is really a system I use. I use Google Sheets. You could do this in Excel or Numbers or something like that. But great, again, another tip for like where am I storing this information? I'm using Google Sheets. That's my place.
Right.
And then what's my system? Well, every time I join another affiliate program as a partnership, I teach affiliate marketing. That's why I have so many. But this is what I'm talking about. I know where it's going.
Yes.
And I have a system that as soon as I shorten a link, it goes on this list.
Nice.
And then if my decisions are made for me, my system is always going to be an easier habit to create.
And then all you have to do is save that as a bookmark, that actual Google Sheet, and then put it in a folder.
That's it.
Brilliant.
I put it right here in that folder. I always know where it is. I can always get to my links and copy them and share them with somebody else.
Okay, I just had a thought. So my assistant, Jill, is my Canva person. She's a whiz in Canva. And I just had something pop into my head. So if I'm in Canva and I create a design that I want to, for whatever reason, bookmark, because it's something we use a lot, all I have to do is bookmark it and put it in a folder, right?
Correct. So especially if it's something you use a lot. I don't do this. Let me tell you how we do it in Canva, because I have a team as well. So like, let's say there's just let's say this is a thread or whatever that I'm wanting to share with my team.
Okay.
And so what I do is I hit share and I hit copy link.
Okay.
And you could paste this into a URL basically and bookmark it.
Okay.
So that is an option. We typically plug these into our project management tool so that we can add our notes. And so that's where we're pasting all of our links to things. But if there is a thread that you're going to all the time in Canva for whatever reason, I would 100% bookmark it.
Okay. Gosh, that's a great tip. Okay, Susan says that answered her question. Valerie asked about subfolders. Yes, Valerie, Lydia showed us hers. If y'all have any other questions about that, let me know. Let's get to the next thing that I want to talk about. I love this bookmark folder system. I just cannot believe how easy it was for me to do it. And I know there's other systems that you teach because we've talked about a few of them. For everybody here that wants to learn more about how to organize their digital content, what resource do you recommend?
So my very first program that I created, and is still the most popular program we offer today, is called the Digital Clutter Cure. And the reason why I love this program is because it often introduces people to things they didn't even know they needed. Right? Like you probably know if you don't have a system for passwords, you don't have you already suffer from too many tabs open. But like, we have helped people transform their email inbox in ways they didn't even know were possible. We've helped people with their toolbar. Like just their toolbar and their desktop. Oh my heavens. Okay. So I have seen every type of desktop under the sun. I've worked with people who have so many screenshots and shortcuts on their desktop. You can't even see the picture.
Right. That is not me. I'm proud to say that is not me, but
there are many, right? Because they don't know where to say. No one has ever taught them how to utilize File Explorer if they have a PC, or Finder if they have a Mac. So they've never created a place where content goes. Like, what do you do with all your downloads? Because some of them are temporary files. And then what do you do with it if it's something you're going to reuse? Where are you putting it? Where does it go? And we literally in this program walk you through 8 systems on your computer. We teach you how to sync those systems with your mobile devices so that you can get to what you need. You know where things are. You can share, collaborate from anywhere, from any device. What we teach even helps people when they buy a new device.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my gosh, gone are the days of, oh my word, I don't want to buy a new computer because I'm going to have to move all my stuff over. No, if you follow our system, you will buy a new computer, you will log in using the things we've taught you, and everything will magically appear for you.
I just felt it.
It is a celestial angel singing.
Oh my gosh. That is awesome.
So that's what the Digital Clutter Cure is all about. And actually, it's kicking off in 7 days. Next Monday, we are kicking off a live version of the Digital Clutter Cure, meaning you're going to get live training, live Q&As. You're going to be in a group with everyone who's decluttering together. And we are going to be there to support you, answer your questions, and you won't even believe how different the 8 systems are on your computer. Even if you're super savvy in 1 or 2 of the 8 areas, I promise you, you are going to learn about shortcuts, better ways to search, your browser extensions. We have so many mind-blowing browser extension ideas. just so many things that a lot of our students, in fact, one of them in particular said, I used to consider my whole life digital dread every time I was on the computer.
Oh, wow.
And she said, and you've turned me into a digital diva.
Awesome. That's great. And I know my assistant Jill's going to pop the link to the chat in the comments for everybody to check that out.
Yes.
The thing I love about the program, Lydia, not only all the stuff that you teach and the ways that you're going to save everybody time and frustration, but I love that it's for a PC or a Mac, right?
Yes,
and
it is both.
Online entrepreneurs, is it?
No, in fact, I always say the Digital Clutter Cure is for anyone that's using a computer. Okay. Not people who don't use computers. It's for people who are using computers every single day. They want to be more savvy, more efficient. We have had homeschool parents in our program. We've had retired people who don't even have a job or a business right now. They just want to be better at communicating with their grandkids. So we have a whole variety of students that have gone through this. But it really is something that I feel like transforms so many areas of your life, not just your business.
Love it.
Yeah. So would love to have everyone that's going to join us.
Valerie mentioned her husband's always asking her where to find things. Valerie, sign your husband up for this course. You have spouses that sign each other up for it just so they can stop asking them for fun stuff.
Oh,
hysterical. So, and the other thing that I love about this, if I understand this correctly, the Digital Clutter Cure you can get started on for just $117 a month. Is that right?
And it's not ongoing. So the Digital Clutter Cure is a one-time payment of $297 right now, or 3 payments of $117.
Yeah.
So yes, you can get started for as little as $117. It's just 3 payments, and then this content is yours to keep. So it's not going away. You get to watch it again and again. Even when we launch, if you're out of town that week, it doesn't matter. You're going to get ongoing access to this training. We're going to all be together live in a Facebook group for 4 weeks. So gotta love those. Like you, I mean, you're the community queen. I love hanging out in a Facebook group with people and getting all their questions answered. I'm the Mac expert. My husband's the PC expert. Nice. So you have both of us in there. Helping you. He was in IT for 30 years. He is a PC mastermind. I haven't used a PC in so long, I forget certain things. So he's that person.
I love it. That's amazing. And I wanted to let everybody know, my affiliate link is in the chat. First, that is my partner link with Lydia. I love this program so much that I wanted to partner with her. She does such excellent trainings. But when you purchase the Digital Clutter Cure, which you're going to want to do, using my affiliate link, I have 2 special bonuses I'm giving you. One is a 30-minute one-to-one with me. And the other one is one of my best selling things that it actually hasn't been for public sale. It's only been a bonus I've used with a course. It's a mini course called Selling Without Selling. And it's going to get you over the roadblocks that you have when it comes to sales so that you can switch your mindset around and start making more conversions and bringing more money in. So you get those 2 things when you join on my affiliate link. All right. So, and if anybody has a question, Lydia, about the program, what's the email address? I know Jill's going to pop it into the chat, but if you want to share that with us, what's the email address they can email to get questions answered about the program?
If you have any questions at all, just email support@vanishedbusinessclutter.com.
Love it. And I have to say, being in a Facebook group when I'm in a program like this, okay, let me back up. The thing that I am seeing more and more, have seen more and more over this last year about course fatigue is that people are buying a lot of courses, but there's nobody there to help them get through it. There's no live component. So what I love about what you're doing is you and your husband are going to be in there for 4 weeks helping and showing and demonstrating and making sure that people get from here to here with success.
100%.
And that's what sets programs like this apart. And then the other thing about being in a Facebook group, and you know this, just the networking alone. I mean,
it's huge. You all are going to meet so many wonderful people. Because I did invite some the alumni to come back too through the group. You know, they still have the course. They get all the updates for free, but they can pay a small amount to get jumped into our Facebook group as well. So you'll have people that have been through some of the process, others that are brand new, but everybody's going to be in there working on things together at their own pace. So we'll be in there doing it together, but there's no pressure of, oh, you know, you have to do this today and this tomorrow. We're going live every day. We're doing Q&As, but you jump into it when it's right for you.
I love it. I love it. There's no behind, there's no overwhelm. I love it. Lydia, thank you so much. This has been so enlightening. And the thing that I love about what you teach, especially this digital clutter stuff, is that this is for everyone. It's not just online entrepreneurs, it's everyone. So if you guys have people in your lives that work in a corporate career, or like Lydia said, somebody that's retired that really just wants to be more organized, you know, this is the program for them. So tell us though, really quick, what's the best way for people to find you and connect with you online?
So banishbusinessclutter.com is where you'll see resources. You'll learn more about all the different things we do. But my handle across most social media platforms is Lydia Martin Biz, B-I-Z. So Instagram, Pinterest, all those things. We also have a YouTube channel as well. You can go to lydiamartin.biz/subscribe. Would love to have you there. And we have a podcast called Launch Perspective. So you can find us on all the podcast apps.
Launch Perspective is a great podcast. Absolutely. And all the links, you guys, are in the comments. But if you can't find a link, just tag me in the group or on my business page or over on YouTube. Put a comment in the chat. I will help you. And remember, when you sign up for the program, you get my two bonuses as well as everything that Lydia is offering you. You guys, thanks so much for being here with us today. I'm going to be here live again on Thursday as usual at 11:30 Central. As always, we've got another great guest expert with us for the month. You do not want to miss this. My friend Katie is coming in to teach us how to create the best lead magnets. She has a really simple process for this, so I cannot wait for her to share it with you. And I'll see you all in a few weeks. And remember, I say this every week, being an entrepreneur is freaking hard. And it is a roller coaster. And I don't ever want you to feel alone in this struggle. In this ride, not struggle, ride, this journey. As Lydia mentioned, it was a leap of faith she took. She's had all the emotions over the last 3 years, and look at her now. And she still has days where she has emotions that get in her way, and so do I. But we don't ever want you guys to feel alone doing that. But thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Tracy. Thanks for having me. So great seeing everybody.
Yeah, so many great comments in the chat. All right, my friends, I will see you guys on Thursday at 11:30. Mark that calendar. I can't wait to see you. Talk to you soon.
Bye.